Hello everybody. Today we're going to be drawing people. And I'm going to show you a very easy way to do it. So make sure that you get your stuff ready. And let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to make sure that I'm using my paper horizontally. But usually it's fine if you use it vertically. In fact, you should be able to fit more people if you are using your paper vertically. Now, let's see. I think I want to start organizing my space. I want to make sure that I am drawing people the same size as the paper. I do not want to end up using about this much of the paper and then start drawing here and then end up with a tiny little person when I have all of this paper available. So let's not do that. Let's start organizing our space right now. And I think I want to be able to draw the head here. I will leave some space at the top for hair. This will be for hair. This will be for the head. And then, you know what? I think the body is usually about this long. But besides the body, there should be legs. And I think that this is enough space. So now that I am visualizing how big everything should be, I think I can start by drawing the head in the shape of a letter U. And I'm going to remind everybody, you are drawing very lightly. That way, if you make a mistake, you can always fix it. Or if you decide that you have to make changes, you should be able to erase it if you are drawing lightly. As I was stating before, I have to draw the neck so that I can connect it to the body. The way that I like to draw the body is by drawing a rectangle that is going to be about as wide as the head. I'm reminding you that I am drawing very lightly, and this is going to be a rectangle. I think I'm going to stop it about here. And then I'm going to repeat the same rectangle below. And then I'm going to try and repeat it again, more or less. Because the last thing that you want is to end up with too short of legs. So let's just try again. So I'm going to try this. This is where the knees are going to be at. And I'm going to repeat the same body measurement again. If it helps, you can draw this whole thing as one long rectangle where you draw the knees in the middle, where you imagine where they would be at. Now I can draw, this is where the hips will end, and then the legs will start growing out from there. And I'm going to draw them all the way down to the floor, all the way down. Now here's another thing, we have to start drawing some arms, except that arms can't really stop about here. They have to be able to go all the way down to where your pockets would be. That's how long arms are. So I am going to make sure that I draw, I think I'm going to draw one arm going all the way down to where the pockets would be, and then one thumb. Get closer. And then the palm of the hand so that it looks like a mitten. Now from here, I can start drawing what should look like an arm, and I bring it all the way up, and I can make sure that the shoulder is round. Now the challenge is to make sure that this arm is the same as the other one. Left and right, they have to be more or less the same. So I'm going to copy this actually. I think this is where the hand will be. I can start drawing This is where the thumb will be. I think it will stop right here. This is where the hand will be. This is where the wrist is going to be. So I have to connect those. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's something close enough, just something close enough. Now I'm going to make sure that I draw not a really big arm. If it ended up looking different, then let's try and fix it. Okay. I think it should be about here. All right. Let's continue with the feet. I think I can draw some feet. They're going to be a little bit round, just a little bit round. Let me zoom in some more. And you do not have to add a lot of detail into these because everything just looks so weird when you are looking at it from up close. Now, the feet have to be flat on the floor. Okay, we're going to go back to that later on. And you might be really itching to add some clothes. We'll do that soon. I think first, we're going to work on some hair. You might remember already that eyes don't really go at the top of the head. Your eyes should actually go towards the middle of the head. That's where I am going to draw the eyes. Here is one. This is the upper eyelid. Then the pupil. Upper eyelid, and then the pupil. On top of each eye, an eyebrow, an eyebrow. Next to each eye, an ear. Between the eyes, a nose, and then maybe a little bit of a smile, just a little bit. Now you might be thinking, let's just start drawing hair and that should be beautiful, but why is the top of the head flat? And then why is the hair straight like that? Our hair usually doesn't behave like straw, so you have to be very observant. You have to really pay attention to details. I'm going to leave a space between the eyebrows and the hair because that's where your forehead goes. So again, I'm leaving an empty space. And then I'm going to bring it in just a little bit closer to the eyebrows and then back behind the ears. Closer to the eyebrows and then behind the ears. Now, I'm going to draw the rest of the head. And you might be thinking that maybe you want to draw a person with longer hair, but we have to draw the top of the head. That way we know how big the hair will be. Just like before you buy shoes, you have to know your shoe size, and before you draw hair, you have to know the head size. Okay. I think I'm going to turn this one into, I think it's going to be a boy, or it can also be a girl with very, very short hair. I'm going to add very curly hair, and it's going to follow the top of the head. I'm going to start drawing it like this. Wavy, wavy, wavy line. And now I'm going to bring it back. This is one way of drawing curly hair. There are many other ways out there. And you can come up with your own too. You can come up with your own style, with your own way of doing things. Here is the other side. And then I bring it back. I think I'm also going to give him glasses. The way you can go about the glasses is by drawing the shape of the lens first. I think I'm going to do a square lens around the eye. Very close to the nose. Okay. Now I have to copy this shape on the opposite side. I think I have to make sure that they are about the same height. And I have to measure and make sure that they have about the same length. Again, it's okay if it's not perfect, but people need to be able to tell what the main idea is. Now I'm going to connect them, and I'm going to go around the lens. And I connected back to the ears because we made sure that we drew the ears next to the eyes. I can go around here too. Now, if it didn't connect as well as it did on this side, that's fine because we can fix all of this once we are coloring. Let's do a t-shirt now. T-shirts usually are not that straight on the neck. They should actually be a bit more like a letter U. And I'm going to draw just a little bit more of the color. I'm going to erase this section. And I'm going to start drawing a hoodie. He's wearing a hoodie. It's going to be open and it's going to go all the way down to where his pants are. Now we need to draw the hood on the back. It's all wrinkled up. And it has some straps. Maybe they're called straps, I don't know. Strings. Now we need to make sure that he is wearing sleeves. I think I'm going to draw them in the shape of rectangles. And now, because we usually wear our clothes very loosely, we can't have this very skin-tight hoodie. Or if we had it like that, very skin-tight, it would not be comfortable. So we have to make sure that it is just a little bit loose, especially close to the sleeves. I'm going to draw it again, just a little bit loose, and just a little bit wider than the arm we had drawn originally. This is why you needed to draw very, very lightly. Okay, so now that we're done with this, I can erase parts of the pants. And I can draw the rest of the hood. You can also draw where the pockets would be. The rest of it is continuing behind the arms or around to somewhere else where we are not able to see. I can draw his t-shirt a little bit longer. Maybe all the way down here. And you can always just draw a design on the t-shirt. 1, 2, and 3. Rectangle. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then it's going to be a skull right there on his t-shirt. Again, remember, your lines don't have to be perfect. Okay, so now let's move on to maybe pockets. Right here, you can kind of see some pockets. And then the shoes. I am going to draw the sole of the shoe. This is what is making tennis shoes very, very cushiony. And then I can just add a couple of shoelaces right there. Okay,